feel anything, maybe you go up to 3 a day, you still don't feel anything, we talk about whether you should stay on it. I don't want you to spend money on something that, you're like, feels the same. So talk to me, okay?
So see. So what about psyllium plus? If you're talking about
I hate psyllium. I'm sorry. I took it for years because I cleansed for lots of us. Psyllium tends to be a great food for any bad bacteria that's in our gut. It can also be food for good bacteria that's in our gut, but most people have a little more bad bacteria than good bacteria, which is why I'm way more into probiotics and whole food fiber like apples or broccoli or zucchini or whatever, rather than an isolated fiber. You may have had a friend before who took psyllium and they got more constipated. That's common because the little buddies that are eating that are creating more problems and you get more constipated. So I don't like it. Sorry. I know. Everything I say, you guys are like, it's the exact opposite of what we've been taught. Any more questions from last week with the blood sugar chart, which we're going to talk about more tonight? Any questions? How are you guys doing weight-wise? Are you lighter? Do you feel better? Okay, yes, we're in weight loss class. I have to make you lose weight in some way. Joey is helping you lose weight. But I want you to feel better. If you don't feel better, then you can be 100 pounds and it doesn't matter. Okay? So this is my favorite lecture tonight because we're going to talk about metabolism. And you're going to understand why you need to eat to get your metabolism really high. Do you guys need paper to write on or anything? Because you can use the handouts from last time if you want to take notes. So, how many of you eat 1,500 to 2,000 calories a day? Do you know? Are you guys using the MyFitnessPal thing? How many of you guys are eating less than 1,500 calories a day? Net or not? Net of exercise. After exercise. Okay. So what we're going to talk about tonight is the analogy of your metabolism as a little pilot light. You've all had your pilot light go out and you're trying to light the stove or the heater or whatever, and I have to call my partner and be like, would you please get this freaking thing on? It's driving me crazy. If you don't keep fuel going to that pilot light, what happens? Goes up. So your metabolism is the same in food, as we all know, and air, oxygen. Sorry, I just keep yelling right in your face. That is your fuel to keep that pilot light on. So the very first session on the handout, we talked about you need to eat 1,500 calories a day. Why? Well, this doc that works with the World Health Organization, it's not some like trendy club, the WHO. He found that if people ate less than 1,500 calories a day, they started to maintain or gain weight. And then if they went down to 1,400, they were gaining weight. They kept gaining weight. Does anybody have a guess about why that is?
Starvation.
Your body thinks it's starving. So now let's think back to last week's lecture. Let's put the chart back up on the 5 commandments. I think this up. I don't know where the little thing is. Okay. So we had that chart. I don't know where Joey is. Okay. So that's your blood sugar. 89 milligrams per deciliter. That's what it should be at. That doesn't matter if it's some technical term. Doctor's talk. 89. That's what you want it to be. If you get a blood sugar, you get your glucose tested and your blood test, your blood sugar levels tested, anywhere from 85 to 91, you've seen it on your blood work, your doctor says, yeah, you're doing great. But sometimes you can hit like 112 and your doctor's like, let's keep an eye on this. You guys have that experience? No? Good. Okay. So this nice curve is what it should look like. We talked about that last week. This is what happens if you eat the coffee and scone for breakfast, and and then it drops, and then you want a Snickers bar, and then it goes back up. Eat a high carbohydrate lunch. That's the standard American diet, right there. This is you guys, because you're making all the recipes. Okay. So we also talked about how when your blood sugar peaks, your liver gets the message from your pancreas, hey, something's wrong, and it releases insulin. Right. You guys were, how many were not here last week or didn't watch the videos? You watched the videos. So, insulin brings your blood sugar back into storage as fat. It's a fat storing hormone. So, you only want it when you really need it. You don't want it when you don't really need it. And when you don't really need it is all of like, it's hard to judge that. You think you really need it because you're worrying about your kids and the financial situation and the world and everything that's happening. And your blood sugar is going up and you're stressed. And then this insulin comes because it's like there's too much blood sugar in the blood and it stores as fat. Let's say you're about to get in a car wreck. You need it. Let's say you're about to go on your bi or tri-weekly run. You need it. So there's times when it's good for it to be in your body, but a constant state of stress, how we talked about last week, will store fat on your body. Because your body is in emergency mode, and what is kind of the number one evolutionary form of an emergency other than getting chased by something? Food shortage, right? Okay, so I'm going to try and tie all this together. So, real stress, evolution-wise, equals food shortage. Now let's put this together. What do you think your body evolved to do when there wasn't enough food? Food storage equals, we're just going to put weight gain, because that's what we're talking about. Okay? Do you want to know why I teamed up with Jody to do this class?
Yes.
Because he knows this. You know how I know he knows this? There are no treadmills in this gym. Here's what happens. You've seen your friend do this. Maybe I've done this. You start running. You like it. I love to run. It feels good. Your brain gets clear. Tryptophan gets released up to your brain. You feel great. It's relaxing. Your metabolism speeds up. And then you start running a little bit more. And then you start running a little bit more. And then run. And at first, you lose some weight. You feel good. Your muscles get toned. And it's awesome. Around mile 15, when you're running every day or 6 days a week, what happens? You plateau. You can't run your ass off. It just won't happen. So that's why when I came in, I was like looking around, and I was like, I wanted to like look in a closet, like, where's the treadmill? He gets it. He totally gets it. And where is she? What did he tell you to do to lose a few extra pounds?
When I was at my last 10 pounds, or the last 10 pounds that I lost, Jody had me increase my calories.
Increase! Not
It didn't
decrease.
work for the first like week and a half though. But then all of a sudden it started. It worked. Yeah.
Because the body, it takes a second. You're pretty complex biochemical machines in there. He had her increase her calories. Awesome. That's a brilliant trainer right there. So I was like, yeah, we can do a program together. He was like, they're going to think you're kind of crazy with high fat food. You do. Okay. So what the main thing is that we have to do, which we talked about last class, is get you guys relaxed. Biologically and mentally. So in your physical body and in your brain. That's what that whole class was about. Getting your blood sugar levels evened out so you didn't have a constant release of sugar in the blood and the insulin trying to store the sugar as fat. That's one way that you can get fat. What we have to talk about now is that stress can come from trying to run your butt off. And like we said, we've seen it. The exercise, like they do here with the interval training, circuit classes, and some cardio, that is the way to lose weight and the way to stay healthy. And for women, lifting weights. probably want to lift weights. It's scary in the gym, if you're a regular gym with all the dudes and straining and whatever, but it's great for us. Men, you need to stretch it. You need to do some Pilates, some line work, stretch it out. Represents. So, trying to run your butt off won't work. You are putting your body under that same stress. At a certain point in mileage, and I've felt it before, I used to love to run. If I hadn't missed my ankle up, I would still be like, I don't care what they say, I'm gonna run. I used to volunteer at the Ironman in Kona, spraying people down when they would come through the line. And their bodies were under stress, you can tell. And when you run enough miles, you can feel it. Your body hits a point where it's just like something changes. And when you look at the body as a machine, what changes is the stress gets so great that the body thinks that there's something wrong and it just is like, that's it. We want to let things go. We don't want to hold on to that stuff. Okay? So, long-term stress, food shortage, your body holds on to weight. Okay? Cortisol was the hormone that we talked about last week. That's the long-term stress hormone. So first you're kind of running on adrenaline. You even know those people, right? They like to go like ultimate snowboarding and surfing, you know, like the adrenaline junkie folks. You guys know who I'm talking about. That's kind of the first step in stress. Long-term stress starts to look like cortisol dominance. Cortisol in small amounts is wonderful. It's anti-inflammatory. It helps actually regulate insulin. But if you've been under stress for a long, long time, dieting, over-exercising, low-fat, way restricted calories, all those stresses, your cortisol levels, they just go up over time until your adrenals can't produce cortisol anymore, and that's it. How many of you have ever heard somebody actually takes cortisol? Have you guys ever experienced that? That's when your adrenals get to a point where they are so tired, usually. Nothing is 100% with a human. It's just, I wish. So much easier. Your adrenals get so tired that you actually have to supplement cortisol because it's like, that's it. I'm not making it anymore. If you make too much, that really wonderful property that cortisol has switches. It's too much for the body. Your digestion starts to get affected. That's our first class. If you can't digest, you're never going to lose weight. The stomach lining actually thins with too much cortisol. Also, cortisol starts to break down protein in the body to turn it into glucose because it thinks there's an emergency and you need some energy. Where does that protein come from?
Muscles.
Your muscles. What do muscles do in the body? Raise your metabolic rate. What happens when cortisol turns that muscle tissue, turns an amino acid, it turns it into amino acid, and then through a process called glucogenosis, it turns it into glucose again and stores it as fat. So it actually will turn your muscle tissue into fat. And I felt this in my own body, and I've seen it over and over with the hardcore athletes that I work with. Because I work with a lot of the people that do like the Western 100. Have you guys ever seen those folks? Our friend in Auburn, he ran the Western 100. And the first time I met him, I'm just like checking him out, like, you know, like, he didn't look that great. He just did, you know, he's a wonderful man, and he, you know, has a vibrance, but his body was kind of sluggish. Because when you run 100 miles, your body from back in the day thinks, surely to God, there's no logical reason why you're doing this other than to get big. Have you guys ever heard their motto? They say, start slow and downshift. So, with all of this, what we have to harken back to is the blood sugar. It controls your metabolism. This is what I tell clients. A lot of people come to me and they have thyroid problems. And you've probably heard your thyroid regulates your metabolism. It is one of their main regulators of metabolism. It's all